So it's been a little while since my last test, mainly because I haven't seen any improvement between versions of the Model 3 software. I believe it's roughly about 3 or 4 versions since my last test on this road. I think there has been a little bit of change, so we will test and see if there is any difference. So the last time I tested, this spot right here was successfully able to be navigated by Autopilot, very cautiously, of course. And just before I went into the curve, it did pop up and say keep hands on wheel, so it was aware that it was a more difficult turn and wanted to ensure that my hands were on the wheel. I do see that notification when I do come into more complicated areas, often long intersections where there's no lines and it doesn't quite know what it wants to do and wants to make sure that I'm ready to take over. So it successfully did that still. Expected that to work. So that's good. I will cut out this part real quick as I get towards the other curves that I like to test, and I'll be right back. So the speed limit is 55 here. Autopilot will only do a max of 45, so I do have to either disengage on the straightaways so I can actually get up to speed, or press the accelerator. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm going to enable and set it to 45, taking my foot off the accelerator to let the car have full control. Both hands on the steering wheel just in case. It is slowing down significantly here so it can actually make the turn. So this is the car slowing down all the way down to 29. And then out of the curve it should accelerate. Alright. And now I am manually pressing the accelerator to get us to the speed limit. It will present me with a warning saying auto steer is restricted to 45, but it'll still work. Okay, now we're approaching the curves of death, as I like to call them. So far I have not died, so that's good. Car is slowing down. 34. It's right in the middle of the lane, looking good. Down to 28, 27. Keep it in the center, looking good, looking good. Not going over the lines at all, so it's a big improvement from when I first got the car. It would just go straight over into the other lane, freak out, and then give up. So I like to think that's quite the improvement over a couple months. Next curve is pretty standard, nothing exciting. And I am manually pressing the accelerator to get above the 45 auto steer limit on this road. Once again, the speed limit is 55, but the car will only do 45 for auto steer, but I can manually override with the accelerator pedal. Of course, I'm keeping both hands on the wheel. The car got a little over the line because I was accelerating, so it disabled auto steer. I will re-enable it. This next curve though, I will take my foot completely off the accelerator because it is a sharp 90-degree turn. I want to make sure the car has full control over this one for testing. These next 3 curves, I have never had the car successfully make all 3. It either doesn't slow down, like right here, it's still doing 45, so I'm going to take over. This next curve is actually, I've had luck on every time. So I'll re-enable, let the car get down to speed, and typically it does slow down here, and there it goes. So it's pretty easy to tell if the car is going to make the curve. If it starts slowing down, you're good to go. If it doesn't, pretty immediately I take over because I know it's not going to slow down in the meantime. This curve, I can't remember if it usually makes it or not, so let's see. Can't tell if it's slowing down because of the car in front of me. No, it was accelerating, so I would not consider that a pass. So it looks like there hasn't been any change since my last test, unfortunately. But it's always good to try again. And I'm hoping that one of these days it will actually successfully make those curves. I'm not going to test the way back because I got the same results I did last time, so that's about it.